I'm back at it again, you guys. So today on this glorious day on Chef Chronicles, I am going to be showing you guys how to make homemade butter. So go ahead into your supermarket and buy a quart of heavy cream, and there are many ways that you can make your homemade butter. First thing is the recipe that we are making here today is going to equal 1 pound of butter, which is what we usually get in the supermarket when we go purchase it, and 2 cups of buttermilk. So there's various ways and many different methods that other people do use, but we're going to go and equal 1 pound of butter today. There are the ways that you can do it is you could go on Amazon and buy a butter turner and just crank it. That's if you want to spend the money for that. But then there's also a way where you could do it, which is called the shake method. If you have kids, this is a fun activity for them to be interactive in the kitchen with you and learn how to make some homemade butter. And for the last method, you can use your hand blender for this method, which is what I'm going to be using. So let's get started. First thing is go get your ice water and put it inside the fridge so it can stay cool. You could just take regular water and just put it in there to get some ice in there. The next step that we're going to do is take our quart of heavy cream and pour it into a nice chilled bowl, and I mean all of it. Once your heavy cream is completely out, you're going to go ahead and mix this with your hand blender. So on a medium speed, if you are using a standard mixer, you can, which is like 5 or 6. We're going to blend this. When you are making it in a hand blender, you are going to see it form as whipped cream, but don't be skeptical. You're going to just keep going with the process. And now it's at a soft peak. Okay, once it comes to that fluffy stage like whipped cream and then it becomes to a stiff peak, you literally want to watch it and pay attention to it. It takes roughly about 10 minutes, and as you can see, 10 minutes has went by and I got my buttermilk there and I got my butter here separated from it. So what I'm going to do next is go ahead and drain it out. So I strained it, and I'm going to go ahead and put my butter back in the bowl that I did have and rest my buttermilk onto the side. And my butter still has liquid in it, as you can see. Like when I'm squeezing it, it still falls down a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is put it back on the mixer and let it whip up all that. Try to get out as much as liquid as possible. So for a few more minutes. So sometimes you may get out liquid when you do it with the hand blender. I did that before, and I got liquid out when I was whipping it with the hand blender. But if it doesn't happen, you still could check. You can still see that there is moisture in it when you pick it up. So I'm taking my rubber spatula and I'm just gently pushing it to the side of the bowl to get out almost all the liquid that is in there. You could do your hands if you like, but a rubber spatula works best for me. Right? Continue doing that process until you get almost all the liquid out. So I got out most of our buttermilk that was inside here. So the next thing that I'm going to do is basically just wash our butter with the ice water that we have. So go ahead and take about a half a cup of your ice water and pour it in here, and you're just going to do the same process consistently until the water runs clear. It prevents it from spoiling. So as you can see, I put the water in and I'm just basically pressing it on the side of the bowl to release all of the liquid. Now, like I said, just keep doing this process until the water becomes clear. And then after that, we're going to keep kneading it to make sure there is no more liquid inside of the butter. See, the water has become less cloudy. I'm just going to keep. Okay, so I went ahead and kneaded it on the side of the bowl just to make sure that all the liquid was out. And as you can see, there's no more liquid. Every time liquid came out, I went ahead and just poured it out on the side so that way I know. Once you have no more liquid inside your bowl, this is the opportunity where you can change it up. Like, you can literally take your orange peels that you made powder out of and you can just make it in this if you like. You can change it and put lemon zest, you could put, lime zest, you could put anything you want. You could put herbs, whatever you have. You could put salt in here if you want, but right now we're making unsalted butter. So I'm still getting a little bit of liquid, and that's about it. Now here comes the fun part, shaping it into a log. If you decide to, change the flavor of it and add salt, go ahead, that's up to you. But like I said, in the kitchen, we use unsalted butter for a lot of things. So I'm keeping it unsalted. Right? I'm taking it and I'm just putting it in some parchment paper and I'm going to shape it. You can shape it however you want. So I'm just shaping mine into a nice square. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can use your spatula if you like for this part. Now, once you get your desired shape, right, you can cover it with parchment paper, and then you can literally put it inside an airtight container and let it sit in the fridge for 1 week usage. I know most people literally use butter for everything, and butter should last a week in your house depending on how much you're using. But if you do take your homemade butter and you do not want to use it, you could go ahead and store it in the freezer. And there you have it, you guys. We had just made some homemade butter. I hope you had as much fun as I did making some homemade butter. Please feel free to use it in whatever you like. You could use it in mashed potatoes. You could use it to do dinner rolls. You can bake with it. You can just make your homemade waffles with it. it just feels so good to make that. But I hope you guys like this content. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Peace.